you a bad person. Since you didn't even want to be on this trip in the first place, you really should have listened to your friends here and gone back to the hotel, especially after the secret spot turned out to be an abandoned church full of strange old photographs and broken jars with skulls in them. Seriously, you're supposed to be the smart one. Come on! Nothing's worse than someone who won't go home when the party's over. And this time, it's about to have some deadly consequences. The friends eventually make it back to school, and when Olivia gets to her first class, she notices the words "Truth or Dare" written on her desk. Thinking that it must be a prank from Ron, who's sitting close behind her, back at their house, Olivia sees this homeless man walking down the street and gives him some money before heading inside. While looking through the mail, she finds the question "Truth or Dare" once again, and starts to wonder what's going on. That's when Marky comes in, saying that he wants to make up, and the two girls promise to stay friends no matter what. The next day, Olivia goes looking for Marky in the library, passing this red-haired girl on the way in. Suddenly, the girl turns around, her face morphing into that bizarre smile, and she asks her truth or dare. Confused, she tries to run out of the building, but everyone else gets up and surrounds her, chanting truth or dare over and over. Finally, Olivia breaks, choosing truth, and they ask her what secret does your best friend make you hide. She yells out that Marky is always cheating on Lucas. But at that moment, everything returns back to normal, and she realizes that the entire building heard what she said, including her two friends. Shocked, Lucas gets up and runs out with his girlfriend chasing behind him. Olivia quickly tries to stop her and explain what just happened, but Marky pushes her away. Later that night, Ronnie is at the bar and starts hitting on these two girls. They're not interested, and this girl gets up to walk away, but suddenly he turns around smiling and asks him to make his choice. Feeling brave, he chooses Dare, and she challenges him to climb up on the table and show everyone his pool cue. Just as he's about to do it, Ronnie here starts to get embarrassed at some heckling from the crowd and decides not to finish the challenge after all. As soon as he tries to climb down, he immediately becomes possessed by the game and deliberately slips on a ball, which causes him to tumble over and break his neck on the table, killing him instantly. Okay, it looks like things just got real. In a normal game, dares aren't supposed to be dangerous, but this time, failing your challenge has a deadly consequence. That's why if it were me, I'd start choosing truth and answering questions honestly. It's going to require you to share some things that might be embarrassing, but that's a lot better than risking your life. The only problem with this logic, though, is that you have to wonder what happened with that girl from the very beginning who lit the woman on fire at the gas station. If always choosing truth was an option, then there's no reason why she should have picked dare at that moment. This must mean that there are some other rules that we don't know about. It's clear that the game is going to ask you to do things that could get you in trouble or ruin your friendships. But nobody ever said that you have to yell your answer as loud as you can so that everyone in the library can hear you. If Olivia here had remained calm and thought it through, she probably could have covered her mouth and whispered the answer under her breath. That way, she'd still be completing her turn fair and square without exposing her best friend in the process. Waiting for the game to end might not work out, so if things start to go too far, then it might be time to look at ways to pass the curse onto another group and use them as a meat shield. We've seen what happened with Carter, that it's possible to bring other people into the game. And although we don't know yet if it actually sets everyone from the original group free, it couldn't hurt to try. The person who starts the process with the next group will probably be stuck in the game, which is why I'd choose whichever friend is the most ruthless to be the one who does the deed. So far, only Olivia and Ronnie even know what's happening, and since he isn't going to be much help anytime soon, she'll have to wait for the others to catch on before they can really start to come up with a plan. Olivia tries to explain to the rest of her friends what happened earlier that day, but it sounds so crazy that no one else believes it. Just then, they all get an update on their phones showing the video of Ronnie's death. She immediately becomes convinced that this is all related to the game, but her friends argue that this isn't proof because Ronnie could have just been drunk when he fell. That's when Lucas walks in, saying he doesn't believe her either, before taking his things and leaving. As he's walking to the car, Lucas hears someone calling his name. Confused, he tries looking around for where it came from, but doesn't see anybody nearby. That's when he notices Truth or Dare painted on the wall, thinking that it must be a prank by his friends. Suddenly, he feels an excruciating pain from his arm, pulling up his sleeve and seeing that the words are burnt into his skin. Lucas calls Olivia right away, saying that he believes her and explains what just happened. She quickly asks him if he made his choice and admits that he's had feelings for her ever since they met. He chose the truth, and that was the key question. Finally sure that it's real, Olivia says that they need to convince everyone before it's too late, and he rushes back over to the house. When Marky gets home, everyone is already gathered around in the living room waiting for him. Olivia here starts to explain what's going on, and according to the order of their pictures, her turn is next. That's when Marty gets a text asking her to choose. She picks the dare, and the game challenges her to break Olivia's hand. Horrified, the girl quickly runs for the kitchen, grabbing a hammer and insisting that she completes the dare so that she won't be killed. As angry as she is, Marky here still can't hurt her best friend like this. So Olivia does the only thing that she can and insults her friend's dead father right to her face. The plan works, and Marky slams the hammer down, breaking Olivia's hand, but unknowingly saving her own life as everyone else runs away terrified. Okay, Marky should have really picked the truth. Even though she didn't believe what was going on, she had no way of knowing what the dare was going to be. Now we know that the game can actually make you hurt your friend, and if you refuse, then you'll be killed. So it's incredibly important that they all start making the right decisions if they want to survive. Since Marky got the message on her phone, they should try calling the number and see what they can find out. It's probably a dead end, but in a situation like this, you need to explore any option that you got. Also, now we officially know that the game is challenging everyone in the order that they're arranged in the group picture, which means that Brad here is going to be up next. Knowing this, he can at least mentally prepare himself for what's about to happen, and should isolate himself from anyone who he doesn't want to hurt just in case. When the game eventually makes him take his challenge, he should obviously pick truth and answer the questions honestly. It might be embarrassing, but at least that way, he'll be able to survive his turn without having